everybody, Sam from CrashCourse HEMA here. You probably can't hear me because of the wind, however we're going to try anyway, and if not I'm going to have to dub it terribly, so we'll give that a try. Anyway, this is just a quick look at the quarterstaff that I made using 2 lengths of madake bamboo, which I imported from Queensland. Now originally I had intended to use tas oak, okay, or indeed any local wood, and to cut a long story short, there is no way to make a training version of a staff weapon. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when you say cut something to a quarterstaff length, even a short one, even a 7-foot one or something like that, okay, you are still using a certain amount of timber. These are mass weapons, and the fact of the matter is that without reducing the mass significantly, you end up with, well, a weapon rather than a training tool. So when you do try to make it a training tool version, what you end up with is something that simply doesn't perform in the same manner. So when you're making a training tool, especially with a staff weapon, you have to make a conscious effort to apply and really, really believe and think that it is indeed the real thing. For example, this madake quarterstaff that I made, okay, and we're going to do some destructive testing on it in a second. Imported 2 lengths of madake bamboo, okay, because the fact is the timber was not suitable. Tas oak, without going into a great deal of effort and a great deal of boring stuff, it is very hard to select the optimal, not only length, but also diameter and also grain, also of course end grain, so actually seeing how tight that grain is with no blemishes or defects or anything like that. It's a massive pain, okay, it's very hard, and I wanted something a bit easier. Plus when you pick it up to use it, it ends up being a really heavy weapon anyway. So I chose to use bamboo instead. Now, sorry, it's made of 3 sections, not 2. Obviously hardware store bamboo is not sufficiently thick, although I have made a training version of the quarterstaff from hardware store bamboo, similar to the Fukuru single stick, so that'll be in another video. I'm moving house at the moment, and subsequently before that, I guess you could say this was the prototype. So it's obviously very, very light, okay, clearly it's very light, and it enables you to sort of do a lot of things that you simply couldn't do with a quarterstaff made of wood. It's not possible. So, subsequently today, we're going to be basically testing this against the tree and seeing how it holds up. Now, how did I put this together? Well, I said 2 lengths, what I meant is 3. If you look in the middle here, okay, as you can see, I've cut it inwards and essentially sandwiched them together, just with wood glue. Okay, now as you can see it fell a bit short, so I had to modify it, and then on this one here, alright, as you can see. Now you'll notice that they are at angles to each other, that is to say this one runs across, okay, along this way, and this one then runs along the top. The thinking behind that was to essentially spread the amount of force that was transmitted into the cracks. I now think, if I was to build this again, that I would not do that, simply because what this means is that there is sort of no one edge, okay? If I strike it here or I use one side, I end up putting pressure on the other one. So it would be far better if these were just like this one was also the same one here, okay? Because then at least you would know that line of force would be here and not flipping around all the time. Some other quick points is that this staff is technically too short for me for Silver's perfect length, so this is a little bit short, but a 7-foot staff, this isn't quite 7 foot, this is a bit over actually, is generally speaking perfectly fine for basically everything else. Swettenham, McBain, pretty much anything else. testing this, gripping it in the middle. Here we go. Alright. And pretty much as expected, the design didn't hold up. So the bamboo itself is actually fine. Okay, there is nothing actually wrong with this part, but what happened is essentially it used the split, as you can see, and it travelled right along it, okay, causing it to essentially shatter. This is subsequently why they also use them for chenille, because they do that so easily. But more or less as I expected, which is a damn shame, and also another reason why I will not be making another one out of imported madake bamboo. Too much money, too much work. Also, you can see how I fixed the centre part here. Okay, now if I take that out, oh, look at that. You see that? It's still wet. Okay, it could be moisture got into it, but that is not meant to happen. So all in all, this is, no, that's definitely sticky, so that's definitely still wet. As you can see, that is just a pine dowel that I inserted, okay, and specifically I made sure that the grain followed along the line of force, again, so that this, I twisted it that way, that's going across the grain, which would make it weak, with the grain, for lack of a better word, makes it stronger, not that it mattered in the end. So now we have this bottom bit here, so let's see what happens with this part. I should note, I'm not even hitting as hard as I possibly can. I'm just doing a standard, almost kayaking motion. Okay, no force, not using my right arm, just boom. Yep. Yep. Again, the amount of force basically caused the whole thing to fracture, as you can see. So, all in all, as an experiment in a quarterstaff, in making a safe training quarterstaff, it simply was not worth the effort. Now, of course, if I wanted to make a chenille, this would be fantastic. But it's not really what I want to make. So as you can see, that's how it would rest in situ. I don't know if it's focusing on that, but you get the idea of how it's meant to go together. So that was that, which is a bugger because it took about 2 days to do that all together. Glue, get the gear, actually import and stuff like that. And the bamboo itself is not at fault. It's completely fine. The bamboo is doing its job. But I can definitely see why having the splits in it are essential in order to make sure that it actually flexes, which is critical. So, hope you guys enjoyed this short little video and test demonstration of a quarterstaff. I'm going to be looking at some other ways that I've actually built some other staves, and in fact a rifle for bayonet training, similar to the Fukuru single stick idea. So we'll be doing that soon, so stick around. I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks.